Alright team, what we got here is the job for the weekend. Now, brother and I put this, what do you call them, stringers, stair stringers, whatever. They're concreted in, then they're bolted at the top, and we went, alright, what do we got on the farm that we can use as treads? We double layered planks from the old workshop, so they're approximately 3 generations old, thereabouts. Anyway, so walking down the other night, my fat ass finally went through the rotted one. So we're going to have to come up with a replacement strategy. Now, there is this old piece of gum that for some reason doesn't crack, but I use that as my bottom step. So what I've done is there was a fallen piece of silky oak, and yeah. From that, I just chopped off what I think is going to be a nice stair. Let's give it a go. Nice step. Alright team, about 9 to 18 months ago, ended up cutting this log. It's an emotional thing for all of us, yes. Cutting this log, might have a different video, might look at this, whatever, to replace the step. So initially I was gonna sand it all back, it's gonna be nice, but then I realized I don't want to slip on it. So let's see if it goes in right. Now the tread that I'm gonna be using, this is a nice piece of silky oak, got a slight bit of cracking there, but you know, next to none. It's that crack that actually has me worried about what I'm gonna do and if I can use this, because this thing is 1.1 long. The tread needs to be about 1.05. Oh, excuse me. Oh, if you look closely, you can see my custom tread, custom grip. That was completely intentional and not just me going, all right, cut flat, cut angle, cut flat, cut angle. Well, actually, to be fair, the angle was that way. So, being that I'm cheap, yes, I'm going to try using this because I have no other use for it apart from firewood. We'll drill some holes in it, put it in, and actually, I might be able to replace the entire landing on it. So, this is going to be fun. Alright, so I want this to be as uniform as I can, so that the new piece is roughly in line with these ones. And so it's going to take a lot of measuring, or eyeball it and just cut it in later. Oh, actually. Yeah, a lot of that crack overhang. Might be able to cut it off to a degree and try and nail it shut. Next question is, how deep can we go? Because we need to have that spacing. Go in here. Hey, no licking, puppy. Gonna have that spacing in here. Hey! Alright, got my professional helpers. Alrighty, what do we got under here? Oh, cool. Hey! Okay, so what I think happened is this is the first step. We've had the most dirt come up getting the cracks. As you can see, got a bit of grass growing there and there. So a little bit of dirt got on the cracks, held the water, supported the rot. Alright, so got the first set of treads off. It's 2 planks together. Yeah, she's not being too nice to me, but we'll get that off. Now, what I'm thinking is get old mate in place and being supported by the supervisor. Get old mate in place there, and then we'll figure out how much tread we really need, how much width, because too wide is probably too wide, but is that wide enough? Especially once I start to take the bark off as I walk up and down it. Some good news. I figured out there's the loop-de-loop technique. Oh, is that working? Is that working? Oh yeah, it's working. First time that's ever worked. If you know what I mean. Now, found the first problem of the next issues in the series. Now, why we did these double thick was not for the load bearing. for the thickness of the bolt we had, because it's only partially threaded. Honestly, it could have been for load bearing, but look, I assisted my brother in doing it. He was the brains of it, and I just said yes. Anyway, so we have the next problem of, will she fit? Ooh, maybe. Okay, so yes, down that end. Alright, this requires work. Righto, expert extraordinaire cut this with a chainsaw. Pretty sure I've linked it by now, but whatever. So it's not perfectly straight in both directions. I do like this side, it's nice and textured. This side is obviously the side which is on the angle as compared to the grain, because let's assume the whole thing's straight, and this is getting smaller and smaller. It means it's off on a pitch. So it's this side that needs to go. As Descartes once said. Anywho, I'm probably going to start about there, cut backwards. I don't think I have the supervisor's playing around over there. I don't think I have the capacity to use a chainsaw for this, but well, maybe from here backwards I could use a chainsaw, but ooh, actually if I come from that angle, that end with a chainsaw, yeah, that could work. Now, the other thing is, my brother left a planer. Not saying it's his fault for leaving me a planer, but I might find a use for it. Let's do some cool smart people things. So I want to know the effective width of this. So I figure if I go from this end, measure it. Ooh, I'm gonna go from the other end, but yeah. The other end said 16. This one says 18. So she might be a bit skinnier down there and a bit the other one up here. All right, so between the puppy out of the way. Supervisor, can I go down there by myself? Thank you, sir. So these bolts, they're approximately 16, well, 160 if you want, centers. Right. So what I'm thinking, once I get that plank, well, that board, that mass, functional, width-wise, I then will chop this fella down, because you can see why I'm a bit less happy about that one. So I'll chop that one back, put the new board in, should be all hunky-dory. Alright, sports fans, I just realised I don't need to plane the whole thing, I only need to plane where this juts out to make it low enough that it goes in. So what we need to know is center to center. What is that? In the range of 850. It is and it isn't. Doesn't matter that it isn't, because I need to make absolutely certain that at approximately 800, yeah, I plane it for a minimum of, Doug, get out of it, minimum of 60. All right. Okay. Oh, that's slow. Ooh, maybe there's something that's stopping it from turning. Okay, I've got to have the issue that I'm going to have to do it twice, because it only winds up so far. We'll figure it out. But, so I did some planing, and look at the grain. Oh, it's a lovely grain. As you can see, step. I might sand that, might not. It doesn't really matter. But, yeah. Oh, she's nice. So I didn't have a wide enough step, so we're going to create another one. Once again, Foolin timber. However, this one has been sitting and had ants on it, so we're going to slice it up, and well, we'll see. Alright, good news and bad news. Good news, it actually looks pretty sweet. Bad news, I actually have to do more work now. Alright, side one done. First bit good, second bit is there. Sort of moved it over, it's a bit more straight up and down. Ooh, actually I could go get a plumb bob. That's an alright idea. Instead of using my stigmatism eye. Anyway, I'm going to cut the other side, leave enough room for play. Let's do it. Alright. It's not perfect. At least you won't hold dirt between her this time. Ooh, yeah, I could have done that gap better. But hey, good enough for the girls I go out with.